In this video, I'm going to show you how we can build a total row and append to this table in Power Query using the M language that is optimized for data cleaning and transformation in Power Query in Excel, Power Query in Power BI, and of course Power Query in Dataflow Gen 2 of Microsoft Fabric. So let's get started. Now, based on our sample data, I've got this sales table and then we have these columns of data. So in the first column, we have the account manager's name and then we have the sales generated in the year 2013, 2014, 2015, and 2016. So as I've mentioned, the goal is to build a total row and then we're going to find a way to logically append underneath this table in the row number 15 without hard coding any values. So for this, I'm going to use the matchup language. So to make it easier, I'm going to use the advanced editor, which can be found in the query group of the home tab, and of course I can come to the view tab and I can see the advanced editor and then we can see the two steps. So in this let function, so the source is this, and of course we have this changed type which is invoked automatically by Power Query to transform the data types that exist. So we can see the changed type. So I'm going to move this up a little bit and I'm going to actually maintain the same name but get rid of this pound sign. So let me just grab all of these and call this one changed type. I can even use whatever I like, and once that is done, I'm going to just copy that and pass that inside this in of the let function. And when I click done, everything remains the same, nothing changed, but this has now been renamed meaningfully, which is really good. So I'm going to go back to the advanced editor. Now let's go ahead and write our code to build our total row, and then we're going to see how we can append to our table. So because we want to create another step which is going to be documented in the applied steps, I'm going to put in a comma here and I'm going to come here and then I'm just give some space. So basically I'm just going to create a variable called, let's call this one sales by year. You can use any variable you like, it is absolutely up to you. And then I'm going to do equals, and then we just want a record, and in the record first I'm just going to move this to the right hand side. So I can see I've got this account manager, so I want to actually drop a total as a label underneath this given Matthew. So I'm going to just call the name of the column and type account underscore manager, and I'm going to say, hey, this is going to equal to inside double quotes. I want to pass in a total under that, and I'm going to put in a comma and press enter and just move this down. So we can see we have the 2013 to 2015. So I'm going to provide a list of the columns. So I'm going to type in 2013 and I'm going to say, hey, this is going to equal to the list.sum function. So this what we're going to use to sum the content of the 2013, 14 to 16 that exists in this intermediate changed type step. So I'm going to open the brackets. So first, I'm going to grab the intermediate step, which is the table, and I'm going to paste, and I'm going to open the square bracket, and I'm going to put the 2013 as the name of the column. All right. So I'm going to put in a comma, and let me just copy this, and I'm going to repeat the same thing for the 2014. 15 and 16. So let me just quickly do that. This is going to be 2014 and then this is going to be 2014 and we're going to have 2015 and let me change this to 2015 also, and this is going to be for 2016. Let's do the same thing for the 2016, and of course don't forget to get rid of this comma at the last because we only have this 13 to 2016. So I'm going to put in a comma and press enter. Now this is actually not a table, this is just a record. So we want to go ahead and create the final piece of calculation. I'm going to call this on my underscore calc. You can use any variable name you like, and then I'm going to use the Table.InsertRows function. And when I open the bracket, I can see this function inserts a list of rows into an existing table at a specified position based on the offset that we specified. So I'm going to open the bracket so we can see we have three parameters to supply: table as table, offset as number, and rows as list. So for the first arguments now, we can see this is actually not a table, this is just a record. So this is the table, the intermediate step at the top. So I'm going to copy that and I'm going to just Ctrl V to paste, and I'm going to put in a comma. So for the offset as number argument, so we're going to determine how many number of rows we want to move down in this changed type intermediate table that we copy from here. So we don't want to add code anything now. When I move this to the right hand side, I can see we have 14 rows. So I can actually decide to add code just to show you how it works without having to make it dynamic, but I'm going to make it dynamic later on. So I'm going to put in a comma. So this simply means, hey, I want to actually skip the first 14 rows, and then you need to insert this sales by year record in the 15th row. So let me just put in a comma. Now I'm going to press enter. So for the third argument, which is the rows as a list, so we're going to supply this as a list, not as a table. So that is being referenced by using the curly brackets, and then I can pass in the sales by year, that is this record here, and this is what we need to do. But in this case, we are coding this record 14. So let's just go ahead and grab this my calc, and I'm going to pass that in the in, and when I click done, we can see this worked absolutely well. So we can see the label under the Matthew, the account manager, and we can see this is the sum of the total sales for the year 2013 across all the account manager 2014 to 2016. Brilliant, but we are at coding things here, so we don't want to add code things. So what I'm going to do is to use a function that's called table.row count. Now the table.row count will count how many rows that exist in a table that we're going to supply. So we can say it returns the number of rows in a given table. So again, our table remains the same. This want to count how many rows exist in this changed type, and rather than using 14, we're just going to do this one dynamically, and that's why I recommend using the table.row count encode function. And in this case, we are making it absolutely dynamic, and everything remains the same. I'm going to play done, and bam, we have the same result. So it's looking good. So we can see for the year 2015 across the account manager, the total sales is 352,763, and then for the 2016 we can see 272,288, and this is how we can build a total row and append to an existing table in Power Query. Now this is going to work both in Excel and also in Data Flow Gen 2 of Microsoft Fabric. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please like, share, and follow me for more videos because there's a lot to come. Thank you for watching. Bye for now. Cheers.